I'm Allie. I recently got married. My husband's father passed away a few years ago, so my mother-in-law, Selma, lives with my husband's brother and his wife. His wife, Jane, was really pretty, and she was an amazing chef. I admired her. But Selma doesn't like Jane, according to my husband.
Mom loves Bob. She's just jealous because now Bob is paying attention to Jane.
When I went to their house, I saw Jane being treated like a servant. Of course, I offered to help when I saw that, and that's how we became friends. But for some reason, Jane doesn't talk to me much whenever Selma is present. Probably because if she finds out that we're friends, Selma might start harassing me too. A few months went by. We finally finished unpacking our stuff at the new home. I wanted to talk to Jane about something, so I went over to their house. Jane, hey, can I have a minute? What the? She was in the living room cleaning, but the room was burning hot. I felt like I just walked into a sauna. She hid the remote for the AC. She says it's a waste of money. You're gonna get a heat stroke. Hey, Selma, you've gone too far this time. What? Stop yelling. She opened the door. I could feel the cold air coming from the other side. So she can use the AC, but not her? I felt so bad for Jane. I started telling her about heat strokes and how dangerous they were. But this was a bad idea. Soon after this, she started coming over to my house and started harassing me too. Sorry, I know you were trying to defend me. It's not your fault, and I can take it, don't worry. Just enjoy some of the time off from her while she's here. But after 3 weeks, I was getting pretty fed up. I talked to my husband.
I know. Why don't you come help around at work? We're really busy right now and we could use another set of hands.
I was pretty nervous at first, but work was a lot of fun. It made me forget all about Selma. But this only lasted for a few days. One day, I got a call from Jane. I couldn't believe what she told me. Allie, could you bring me some clothes? I'm at the hospital. Hospital? Yeah. I couldn't believe what she told me. After giving up on me, Selma went back to her house and started harassing Jane again. Allie is a terrible wife. Hey, Jane, are you listening to me? You and Allie, you guys are so snobby. I'm sorry. You can't do anything around the house. Your food tastes like vomit. Ugh, you expect me to eat this? No way. Hey, I saw this chef on TV. He touches the frying pan with his hands to make sure it's hot enough. Here, you try it. Come on. Stop. Hey! Ah! She tried to run, but she ended up getting some serious burns. And to make things worse, baby, I lost it. She was pregnant too. When Selma tried to grab her, she fell and hit her hips on the ground pretty hard. And the baby inside her didn't make it. It's all my fault. I ran away from her, so she went back to you. Oh, Jane, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. It's my fault for not standing up for myself. Can you come to the hospital tomorrow? There are some things I want to talk to you about. Okay. The next day, I went to see her at the hospital. Her birthday is coming up. She told me to bake a cake, so I need your help with something. What she said after that sent shivers down my spine. I took notes and listened carefully. Her birthday is next weekend. Gotta start preparing. While Jane was in the hospital, Selma had no one to bully, so she came over and yelled at me like usual. It was pretty annoying, but I decided to focus on what we had planned for her birthday. A week later, the day was here. Her birthday. Jane was out of the hospital. She still had some bandages, but she was back to normal for the most part. It's just a burn. Put some ice on it and you'll be fine. My son's wife is useless too. All she does is sleep. You should kick her out of the house. She had a few friends over from the neighborhood. Who do they think they are? They ate like pigs too. Bring out the cake, come on. Here you are, Jane's special cake. You're always so good to me, Selma. I hope you like it. Good for you. She was in the hospital for a week. I had to do everything around here. It's the least she can do. Come on, cut it. She cut the cake and placed the pieces on the plates in silence. All right, let's eat. She's pretty useless, but she bakes a pretty decent cake, so dig in. Oh, good to hear she's not completely useless. What is this? It's poison cake. If you eat it, you'll die, so watch out. Oh, you already took a bite? So greedy. The way she said it, even I was scared of her. I asked Allie to get me some poison from her work. It was really bitter, right? But cakes aren't supposed to be bitter. I wonder what was in it. What are you? I heard the poison spreads around the body pretty quickly, especially for people with high blood pressure like you. Hear that? She used to work at a pharmaceutical company, so I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. Now, here I have the antidote. I'll give it to you under one condition. Tell me everything you did to me, in your own words. She took out her phone. Her husband was on the line. He was away on a business trip. He was working abroad. The last time I saw him was 3 months ago at their wedding. He was only supposed to be there for a month, but his bosses made him stay longer, and he couldn't say no. Jane called him many times, and he tried to talk to his mother too, but he could never get her to stop. Mom, help! She poisoned us!
Mom, you heard her! Just tell me the truth and she'll give you the antidote. You've got nothing to hide, right? Then just say it! Come on, Mom, tell me the truth!
Her face turned pale. Her neighbors were now begging her to help them. I'd say you have about 20 minutes to live. You better hurry. Fine. I was just trying to teach you a few things, that's all. Really? So that's why you trapped me in the closet for hours? Made me clean up the room without any AC? Tried to cut my fingers while we were out gardening? And made me touch a burning pan? I see. Hey, Allie, throw away the antidote. Fine, I admit it. I did it all on purpose. I enjoyed making you feel miserable. I hate you. You stole Bob away from me. I wanted you gone from my life. I tried to kick you out, but it didn't work, and things just got out of control. Did you know that I was pregnant? That wasn't my fault. You fell on your own. I barely touched you. Then Jane broke down crying. I guess it was all coming back to her. But that wasn't all. She was actually smiling. I think she's really happy that she finally made her admit everything in front of her husband. Your husband passed away, and Bob was away on business, so I thought you could enjoy some company. That's why I stayed here, but I was wrong. Want me out of the house? Fine. I'll be on my way. Bye. Wait, the antidote. Oh, no worries, it's not poison. I did work at a pharmaceutical company, but I wasn't a scientist or anything. I know nothing about poison. It was just some harmless bitter powder. We played you, idiot. All right then, bye. We'll talk again once Bob comes home. They were all speechless. We left the house before they could say anything. When Bob came home, he kneeled down to the ground and apologized to Jane. After much thought, she decided not to leave him. I never want to see her mother again. I want her to pay me $30,000 for medical bills and damages. And I want to move, and you can never tell her where we live. If all these conditions are met, I won't file for divorce. Bob agreed. He just kept crying and apologizing. I paid her. It's over, right? But they left me anyways. What the hell? She stole Bob away from me. She is not getting away with this. At first, she was really pissed. But soon, everyone heard about what she did. Plus, Bob stopped talking to her altogether. I guess that really got to her. She started getting old really fast after that. Her black hair turned all white within a few months. We moved too, trying to keep her away from us as much as possible. All was well, but then we got a call from the police. Apparently, she caught a cold, but no one was willing to help her. All she could do was call the cops for help. Somehow, she recovered from the cold, but she got some nasty infections from the virus and ended up being paralyzed. Needless to say, none of us volunteered to look after her. Everyone abandoned her, so she had no choice but to go live in a group home. She lost her mind soon after. These days, she just lies in bed, saying her son's name over and over again. And since she didn't have much money, she couldn't get into a decent place. All they did was the bare minimum. She was pretty miserable. As for Jane, she's doing just fine. She told me the other day that she was pregnant again. I can't wait to have a family of my own. Anyways, I hope that old lady rots in hell. That's what you get for being a jerk.